So I'm now at Gothenburg. I did sleep pretty well last night. Wait, I already did a video segment for that. I'm now in Gothenburg. And this is a cool location because you got a couple of hotel options, as well as there's a supercharger right here, some entertainment. And so I got here with about 17%. It's in the teens here. I think it's like 15 degrees. Pretty cold. But my battery warmed up, so I was charging at, I think I got up to 146, which is great. There was only one other Tesla here. Well, at the charger. There's actually another person staying here at the hotel. He's got some skis, so maybe he's going to Utah or Colorado. Anyway, so the next stop is Ogallala, which has a McDonald's, but they won't be serving hamburgers yet. I think it'll be too early. That's 85 miles, so that'll probably take me about an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, so it's a nice, clear, crisp morning. These are great. There's not too much wind at all, which I can totally tell. I was averaging 485 watt-hours per mile at about 75 miles per hour plus. So that's still high, but you know, it's not over 500. Yesterday I was averaging over 500 watt-hours per mile just at 75 miles per hour because of the wind. So it's really still today. Gonna get out to the freeway pretty soon. Maybe check out this trade-in here. I don't know. It's cool. It's like there's some snowflakes or something on the top of here. I've got my juice chilling on the top of the car. All right. One thing that's interesting I've noticed, at least on the I-70, I-80, and like the Southwest versus the Midwest superchargers. So the Midwest superchargers are often partnered with grocery stores, Hy-Vee, Meijer, places like that. And then as you go west, they start being partnered more with hotels, which both have their advantages. It is nice to have grocery stores and those kind of things available, but it's nice to be near hotels too. They've always got bathrooms, you can stay there if you need a room or you're too tired or something. They usually have snacks and water that you can purchase too. Sometimes I try to buy a snack just to support the hotels who are hosting the superchargers. Sometimes this is not the driver's fault. A little hook thing on the supercharger wears out and then it doesn't stay. Nope, that one was the driver's fault. This hotel is kind of nice in that they tried to provide windshield washer cleaner, but looks like they're all out. Yeah, so here, this is a mixture of, it's like half water and then half windshield wiper fluid. And then I use it to clean off the cameras and stuff when they get too dirty. So really helps with autopilot. Now at the Ogallala supercharger, right behind the hotel and in front of the little lake, which I should figure out the name of because it's kind of a cool lake. There's like some campgrounds and stuff out here. So I got here with about 17% charge. So I didn't need to charge as long at the other place, but I was doing some stuff and videos and whatever. I'm actually not sure how far the next stop is. It's probably about the same, maybe 80 to 100 miles. And there's a little bit of a breeze going eastward, so we have a headwind. So I was using over 500 watt hours per mile, but I charged so much the last time. I charged up to 75%, so now I'll probably charge up to 75%. McDonald's serves hamburgers in 20 minutes, so I might hang around for that. That's about how long it's going to take me to charge anyway. The next supercharger is, I think, Bush, Colorado, which is another, it's a small one, 150 kilowatts, next to a gas station. And yeah, so this should be the last charging station in Nebraska. So the headwind and the cold are slowing me down a little bit, but I'm just glad the weather is super good. It's still sunny, and it's not nearly as breezy as yesterday, so I should be able to make good time. Dead fish right there. Now at Bush, Colorado, and got here with 11%. It overestimated how much energy I would use, so I was able to go pretty fast. Covered I think it was 119 miles in about an hour and a half, so that was pretty good. Charging started out slow here. I was only at like 60, so I switched from a 1B to a 2A, even though nobody's here. I don't know if I needed to, but eventually it went up to 140 or so once it, I don't know, warmed up or something. Charging feels like it's going slow. These 150 kilowatt chargers have been peaking out at 140, 145, and then dropping down in the 30%. And then I'm under, by about 42%, I'm under 100 kilowatts, and then I've been using like 470 to 500 watt hours per mile, so I'm using a lot of energy. Charging is slow, so boy, it sure would be nice to have a 400 mile range vehicle on these trips and just plow through. In other news, you can see that ginormous truck over there. It's carrying something ginormous. I don't know what it is, but pretty crazy. So across the street is a Wendy's. I've been to this charger, I don't know, 8 or 9 times, and I've never been to the Wendy's. So I just got a hamburger, which I got a hamburger and a drink for the same price as I could have with the combo meal. I don't really feel like eating anyway, so I don't need the fries. I guess I could have given them to the birds or something. Oh, here's a Model 3. Yeah, anyway, so next stop, this is the first charge in Colorado. The next stop is Brighton, Colorado, where there's 250 kilowatts. So actually, I should be getting close. Chilling my drink out there. Okay, now it's saying we'll get there with 7%. How far is it? It's only 67 miles. I don't know what that hissing sound is. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, so I'll probably charge up to at least 50% and then head out. It looks like there's a little less traffic here in the mountain. I don't know. red traffic going up the Rockies in Colorado, so I don't know what that's about, but I'm not looking forward to it. I'm pretty much going to skip charging in the Denver area. I will probably charge here, and then there's one up here in Edwards, Colorado, or Idaho Springs. Those have 250 kilowatt hours. And then, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I did overcharge because I was eating my hamburger, but what's weird is that, so I'm using almost 500 watt hours per mile, and it's still saying that I'm going to get there with more energy than was predicted. So it's like, what in the world? Normally, like, it tells me I'll get there with a certain amount, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's going to take way more. And this goes down and down and down until, like, 7% or something. And now I'm using like as much, I'm going as fast as I can, and I'm using as much energy as I can, and it's still saying I'm going to get there with like more than it estimated. It's just weird. And maybe that it's also warmer. It's 40 degrees. There's seems to be no wind, and maybe this is really flat. So maybe Iowa and Nebraska, the wind, the cold, and I don't know, maybe a little bit of hill makes a huge difference. I don't know. I know definitely wind does. I don't know how much temperature makes a difference, because if it's not wet out and you're not like losing, if you don't have higher rolling resistance, then where's all the energy going? Like, so the X has active heating of the battery pack, like a dedicated heater, I think. So is it all in maintaining pack temperature, basically? I mean, I'm not using that much cabin heat. And if so, that seems to make a huge difference. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And the newer vehicles like 3 and Y, they don't have dedicated heaters. They use the same heater for the cabin heat as well as the battery. So, I don't know, does that mean the cabins don't heat up as well, or the battery just runs colder when you're out on a cold freeway? I don't know. But it's just weird how much extra energy it uses in some conditions than others. Oh, and snow tires. I mean, compared to like my summer tires, snow tires use way more energy. Now at Brighton, Colorado at the 250 kilowatt chargers. So I got here with about 18% left after trying to use absolutely as much energy as I could. I guess I must have been going downhill and there's not much wind. Good news is, going eastward, even though it's still going to be cold, I think the winds will turn into a tailwind when I go eastward, so that'll help. Anyway, so I plugged in, I peaked at 154 kilowatts, which is lower than I thought I would. I was, really pushing it, so I thought my battery would be warmer. So, I don't know what keeps the thing from going to peak. I mean, I've seen it go to almost 180 kilowatts before, so it can't be power draw, because there was only one other Tesla here, and it peaked at 154 in like the 30% or something, and then started going down after that. Now it's at about 55% and about, I don't know, 78 kilowatts maybe right now. About another 15 minutes before I go the next stretch, was about 100 miles up the Colorado mountains, which you can't see. There's chargers in between there, but I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. The very top at a really cool mall area is Silverthorne. Those are old slow chargers, which used to be super crowded, but now that there's fast chargers before and after it, it's not quite as crowded. So I might stop there just for fun. And then probably in Glenwood Springs. After Glenwood Springs is Colorado Junction, and I don't necessarily want to stop in Colorado Junction, so maybe I'll get a full battery in Glenwood Springs, even though it's slow there. There's like at least some stores and a hotel there in Glenwood Springs. So anyway, just playing it by ear. Yeah, Man, Colorado is sunny. I'm used to the snow in Michigan, but I'm not used to the sun. What is making that? There's a bird here somewhere that I don't recognize. A lot of geese flying overhead in Nebraska. Canada geese and also quite a few snow geese, so I guess they're headed north for the spring. So that's cool. My back end is super salty. Clean the windows up.